Hello, everybody. How is everybody this Sunday afternoon? We are here to talk about the live feeds of Big Brother 23, week 2. Frenchie's reign is over, and here to talk to me about it is Josh and Alex. How are you doing today, Josh?
I am doing fabulous. We are having a great week on the live feeds. We get to watch the downfall of Frenchie. It's like Christmas.
Not like Christmas Abbott, but like Christmas.
Not like Christmas Abbott.
Christ.
Exactly.
How are you doing, Alex?
Oh my goodness. After a torturous laptop fiasco, I am here and I'm ready to talk about these live feeds, Chantele.
Yay! I love Couch Potato Queens and Realness with 3 S's coming together to talk about this week's events. Now,
Name a more iconic trio. I'll wait.
I don't think there is one. It's not possible.
Very
not
true.
on these YouTube streets. So I think I'm in the same boat as you, Alex, in that I haven't visually watched the live feeds this week, but I've been reading along, et cetera, et cetera. So, well, up until I watched it a little bit because I was on the live feed updates, but after that, I was like, I just need a break. I need a break. So Josh is going to be kind of letting us know some of the big events that have happened that he witnessed. I probably know about them, but like from his perspective. And then we're going to go in, analyze, and talk about them. So does that sound good to you?
I'm here for it. I am ready to be fully updated by Josh's all-knowing eyes.
Ooh, we have friends here. Hi, Travel the World. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you Big Brother 23 and you know everything that's going down in the live feeds.
We love it. No, there's so much going on right now. Basically, this is just the end of an era, aka meaning 10 days of Frenchie's reign of terror. It has now come to an end. The whole house is over Frenchie. They are all on to him, except for Derek F.
Okay, so Derek F was your number 1 draft pick. Numero uno. You were going if you had one choice, it would be all in on Derek F. So how do you feel about that being your, this is my intuition. It's calling me to pick him first. What do you feel about this now?
Did I say that, or was that my twin? I have a twin. I am a Gemini. So maybe one of my personalities chose my team from hell. Let's go over my picks, shall we?
Okay, hold on. I'll pull them up in 1 second.
Hi, Vivian.
Hi,
How
Vivian.
are you? Yay! So Travel the World has been watching nonstop all weekend. Okay, you're going to have to fill us in on some blanks if we don't know it all. But we can start with taking a look at these teams that we have going on here.
I'm so excited to see these teams because we've been talking about them a bit on our channel. And I'm so glad that the 3 of us can finally sit down and I can have my comeuppance for everybody telling you my team sucked.
Oh, I get Christian, right? Yeah, Christian gets put on my team because I lost the first.
Oh,
game.
That's the thing? Okay.
Yes, I did.
Good. That's better than what you had before, for sure.
Yeah,
so
that makes my team so much better.
You end up winning here with this new edition. So I put them in order that we picked these people, just so we can remember your insight as to how you wanted things to go down.
Alex, you have a decently good. You have Derek X. Oh, but you also have Frenchie. Never mind.
You have Frenchie. Frenchie is honestly I'm so surprised by how he's been. We were all giving him a chance, right? We're all saying well, he's a fan. He's in the Twitter feeds. Let's see how he plays. We were really open to seeing what he could do. I could never have predicted him to be this type of player. I don't even know if I could have imagined this type of player. How do you even explain it? He's just not rational, delusional to a certain extent because he believes that he's actually an amazing player. One thing that he kept on saying on the feeds is expecting America to help him out with some sort of power or something to save him in this game, and that the ratings are going to drop if he's out of this game. And I'm just are you watching the same show? Are you involved in the same show that we're watching? Because this is not what I'm seeing going down.
I'm like, what planet does Frenchie think that we are all sitting out here being like, yes, Frenchie, you promised those women you won't put them on the block and then put Alyssa on the block, girl.
And Thailand. And let's just like go over to Frenchie's reign of terror, okay?
So on 1 second though, Bean, it's because I had Christy on my team, so I just automatically got the replacement there, and I was like, yes.
That was a really lucky pick.
You got replaced probably a showman's girl with gold. Like you literally got gold with Claire. So like
I mean,
honestly, Chantele, yours is like a rainbow, your team, from like hated to the most liked. Like you have Brent, who's like straight up biggest douchebag ever in Big Brother history, to Whitney, who's a little bit less bad. She doesn't believe Sandy Hook happened. She's a mess. Then we have Kylan, who to me is like neutral in the middle. Then we have Queen Claire, and then we have Goddess Tiffany. So like,
I mean, okay, but let's look at our first picks and just alone, right? So my first pick, I was first up. I picked Goddess Tiffany, and I'm very, very happy with my first pick here. Alex, how are you with your first pick of Azah?
I mean, I'm hoping that Azah will come into her own more, you know, because right now she's kind of laying low. She's not being as like big of a player as we thought she would be, because she was full on my winner pick just from when I first saw the cast drop, and I'm a little bit disappointed in her gameplay, but I think she's doing well, so I'm not mad she's on my team.
The problem with Azah is that she's on a team with Frenchie, and so I think there's some loyalty that she has towards him, and also the desire to want to keep her team together, because no matter what, it's not great to lose a member of your team. And so I think that is kind of the downfall of her wanting. She's wasting all of her like social capital and her and all the gameplay that she's doing to save Frenchie, when she really should be kind of realigning with other people and just assume that Frenchie's gone and get herself in a good position for next week and the weeks after. So yeah, I think she needs to just let go of Frenchie, and like it's kind of like this like a weird like abusive relationship. Like this guy's so toxic, but you just want to keep him in your life. But no, you got to let him go so you can do better and flourish, Azah. But yeah, I agree with you. It is a little bit disappointing that because of her circumstances, she's not playing as well as I'd like her to be.
I think she's going to be, if Azah is able to make it to jury, which I hope she does.
I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah. I think that she'll really like blossom and come into her own in the game when there's less people in the house. Because I think right now she's kind of like falling into like the back of the pack just because there's too many voices. And I think that once there's like less people, she'll be able to kind of take more of a leadership role, hopefully.
And when she's choosing to speak, she's speaking to save Frenchie. And it's just kind of like,
yeah, I'm like, what choices are you making, girl? Like if she was doing what she's doing, like, and she was like playing that hard for the cookout, or she was playing that hard and teaming up with Claire and Tiffany, like that would be fierce.
Yeah, which she is. She was part of that female alliance, but
the Kingslayers.
Yeah, she was part of the Kingslayers.
Yeah.
Do you think Azah is protected by a lot of people in the house that are protecting her? The cookout is all protecting Azah. They're not going to turn on Azah. I think the most likely person to turn on the cookout would be like Derek F. And turn on Azah. I think that's like the one he wouldn't turn on. So I do feel like Azah's good for jury, but I do want her to step her game up because I feel like she's better than what she's giving right now. She's like delivering what I thought that Sarah Beth was going to deliver, and it's kind of the opposite. Sarah Beth is delivering, honey, but Azah is not as much.
So speaking of Derek F, so let's just get your full assessment as to how you feel about your number one pick here, Josh.
Josh's winner pick, Derek F.
What was I thinking with this team? We have like, oh my God, this whole team. What am I thinking? Like all 5 of the people I chose. What was I thinking? I'm mortified right now. Like Derek F, who is probably my least favorite person in the house. I just like Derek F more than Frenchie. I'm not going to lie.
Well, you know what? I can agree with that because Frenchie's almost a little bit entertaining. But Derek F is like, makes me angry. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, why are you saying that? Why are you? No, stop. Like, I get really heated about it. Frenchie, I'm just like shocked and almost fascinated by like what he's able to concoct and do and say. Like it's just so amusing. So like, I can't fully be mad at him.
It seems like Frenchie's almost trying to manipulate production because he's saying, oh, like the ratings are going to drop. So he's like trying to get production to like rig videos for him.
I think so. I think he's talking to production.
Like, stop trying to play the game with production, Frenchie. I drafted French Fry too in my draft. Oh, Ian,
poor guy.
I feel you, Ian. Me and you.
Hello, Billy Jones. Okay, nice chart. Great, awesome. Oh, finally, yes, I am killing it in this draft better than Alex. Yes.
I'm not even rankable my draft. So
BB and can't figure out if Derek F is serious or using reverse psychology. I don't think he's using reverse psychology. I don't make this smaller so we don't completely cover you when we use those things.
He's obsessed with Frenchie. Like, he wants Frenchie bad. Like, don't forget, these people are not doing it up. They are not having sex in this house. So Derek F is thirsty, okay, and he is thirsty for some French.
Well, he has said that he finds him really attractive, and I'm just like, sorry, which planet are we on right now? The planet of opposites. The planet of reverse psychology. Like,
first is real, mama.
Imagine being attracted to somebody who tells you to pinch it off while you're in the bathroom.
I haven't heard that. Is that your contribution to the live feed update?
Yeah, it is.
Thank you. Who did he say that to?
Frenchie said that to Derek F. because Derek F. when they were revealing Kylan's HOH room, they had to like wait because Derek F. was in the bathroom, and God. Frenchie was standing outside the door being like, "Just pinch it off." And I'm like, that's who your man is? Like, that's how you want your mans to talk to you, Derek F?
Pinch it off. Yeah. Chantele, Alex did a really good impression of him, actually. She did a great impression. It was great. When he was
you still have it in you?
Oh my God, yeah. Let me just get there really quick. I'm not going to let anybody put a target on your back, Brittany. I'm going to put a big target on my back, and it's going to be fireworks. I'm going to go see all my babies. I got to do my HOH. I got to do everything. I'm going to see my babies. And that's it.
Scene. Thank you. I had to move the screen share because I wanted to see you in full size.
I'm going to see my babies. You got to shake your head. That's it.
Do it again, Alex. Do it again. One more time.
I just got to see my babies. Now, Brittany, I'm going to put a big target on my back. I'm the target. You're not the target, Brittany. I'm the target.
It's good.
The crazy eyes shaking your head the whole time. That's friendship.
You know what? Well, you guys need to work together. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go home to my babies. But you two, Kylan and Derek, you guys got to work together because that black's coming for you. The slaughterhouse that I created.
Hi, Dolores. Yes, the French Revolution is coming to an end soon. Off with his head.
Goodbye, Frenchie.
Tyra Banks, yes.
Okay, Justin Timberlake.
You do, Alex? How is that possible?
You told me last time.
Sophie, I just no more. You don't know what people look like.
Yeah,
I like Melissa McCarthy.
I saw Tyra Banks and I was like, yes, and then I didn't read the rest. I'm sorry, guys.
So
I love Melissa McCarthy.
I mean, if you love her, that's fine. But anyway, sorry. Oh, pinch it off. It's so gross.
That's how I want my man to talk to me.
Dirty.
I am not from the South. I am very much from the Midwest.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. Travel the world thinks you have a great impression. So what Josh and I were talking about, because like just to have content for our channels is like doing he suggested doing, you know, like how they do for the Kardashians, people on TikTok will imitate conversations or fights that they have, so that maybe we pull some audio and go onto TikTok or even on the YouTube shorts and like create these little fights back and forth and do some Big Brother live feed fights on social media. Are you in?
Oh my God, I'm so in. I love doing an impression. I'm here for it.
Is there anyone else you guys can impersonate in this cast? Is there anyone that's in you can impersonate?
I haven't practiced. Like I haven't studied anybody yet to like really get on that. I don't know if I can do Frenchie without it looking like
I can do Claire making fun of Whitney. She doesn't believe Sandy Hook happened. That's
oh, holding her mic. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm like, yeah.
What else could I do? I'll have to think about it. Next week I'll come with an impression. I do this to people, my friends Fanta and Michelle for the challenge. We always Fanta's really good at doing this one girl, Melissa. She's from the UK. It's like bang on. Getting Michelle, she's been doing Josh sometimes. Anyways, it's fun doing impressions of people that are in the cast. So not you, Josh. Josh Martinez. Yeah. So yeah, I'll think of somebody to be able to do for next week, and we'll be practicing our impressions from the weeks to come. So I just want to put this up here. Hold on. This is a conversation that I wish that I saw, but we can maybe put this on our new thing. If I can recall.
Is it Frenchie and Whitney? Because that was a fun one.
No. Okay, you guys keep talking. Tell us something else.
Yeah. So basically that's going on right now. So let's go over all the basics of what's happened this weekend. I'll give all the facts of what's happened. So obviously Kyland won HOH. Mazel tov to Kyland. We at first, I don't think people knew what he was gonna do. I didn't think Frenchie was a target at first. I don't think initially he did. But I think Tiffany, Claire, they were putting into his head, go for Frenchie, go for Frenchie. Then there was the picks for the wild card, and it was Sarah Beth went in, Frenchie and Brent. Everyone thought Frenchie or Brent were going to kill this. Feeds come back on.
So did they probably. They probably thought this as well. They're probably we're going to beat Sarah Beth, one of the two of us, no matter what. They're probably super
we have it in the bag.
Yeah. And then Sarah Beth, who does cosplay, who I love to death, wins the wild card.
These wild card competitions though are usually they're wild, they're random. I feel these wild card competitions are just find this or play a weird memory game or they're never weird and physical, you know?
Well, so the safety suite last season, you kind of had the one where they had to balance the things on the tray. That's had a little bit of a physical element to it.
Yeah.
And the Janelle had to do the one where they had to do the whole mixing the DJ thing.
Memory.
What other ones were there? I guess there was 4 of them.
There was I think there were 3 in those were 2. There was the memory challenge, there was the balancing of the cocktails. I forgot what the third one was.
Not important.
With the lasers. With the lasers. They had to go from one side.
And that's pretty physical.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's they've been all random, I'd say, more so. So maybe this one's going to be completely different than the Find Your Keys, wallet, and cell phone one.
Yeah. Do you think that you guys would have been good at that challenge?
I don't know.
Josh, you would have been terrible at that.
Wallet, my booty would be getting in the way everywhere. I'd be knocking over all the cups. I wouldn't even be trying. Alex, you know how many pieces of furniture I have broken because I am careless. Let's get real. I'd be throwing everything everywhere. Please.
How are you in the game operation?
I have a very steady hand, so I think I would be good.
And I've been a waitress for pretty much all my adult life, so I know how to carry a tray and so I think I'd probably be okay. But I'd be going fast because I would want to make sure that I didn't hit that 5-minute penalty mark. I'd be whatever, loud, go wrong and strong, but just under 5 minutes is the most important part of this challenge.
Oh, for sure. We'll see what I'm excited to watch tonight and see what the challenge was and see all this go up as Frenchie becomes the target tonight. That is going to be fun. Bean, good question. There is still a full day left. The veto has not been used yet. So there is a full day before Derek X can use that veto. And I think anything can happen in a day. Anything in this game can happen. Anything can happen in 12 hours.
A lot of people have been saying like, oh, Derek X shouldn't like continue to paint the target on his back and win that veto. And I'm thinking Derek X just needs some power. He needs people to be talking to him and making deals with him and saying like, hey, don't use it, or hey, do use it. And he can be like, well, if I don't use it, like, what are you going to get? Like, you know what I mean? He needs to gain some power and start learning the game by the conversations that he's having. So I think it's really good that he won this second one, because look at Derek F, your boy. Like, he's been just still gunning for Portal. Derek X that has done absolutely nothing for him to be so like, I need him out. Like, why aren't you putting up Derek X? Like, he hasn't done anything to anybody.
It just seems like he's mad they have the same name.
That could be it.
Honestly, Derek X is just a straight up stud. Like, he's winning all the vetoes. He's the new James Ryan. He's the new veto champ. Like, he is one of my favorite people in the game. He is.
The only thing I need to start happening is for him and Hannah to start canoodling.
Okay, but apparently Hannah's getting close to Brent and Whitney.
Oh, well, so she's on the same team as Whitney, and they like talk in bed sometimes. What, do they have a threesome? She's like 21.
Maybe I could see that happening, because you know Whitney's thirsty for a showmance. You know it. She wants one. She's trying Xavier. I mean,
they're both on my team, so I'm kind of like, oh, I want them to stay. I don't really care for Whitney's style of gameplay. She's kind of like a Nicole Franzel, like in the sense it's just like, let me just latch on to a guy and just lay in bed all day and talk to them and then target all the girls so she can be the one girl standing. I'm just kind of like, it's just so tiresome. I would like her to use her power in a better way. She's gorgeous, but I just would wish that she was playing a different game style.
Same with Alyssa. Alyssa's too. I call her Alyssa the Vag Slayer. She wants to kill all the women.
The Vag Slayer?
Alyssa Vag Slayer, because she wants to slay all the vages.
Oh, all the vages, vagines. Okay, so wait, what percents though here? So percents that Brent would go home, or that it would be used? I think, to be honest, I think it would be a 0% chance. Okay, no, I'll give it 1, because I think that there's maybe something would happen, but I don't think that Kylan wants it to be used. He has been saying that he doesn't want to even think about who he would put up as a renom situation until he's in that position. So he hasn't planned yet for, putting somebody else up on the block. And he doesn't, to me, seem like someone that has a really good footing on the game so much that, like, he already has a game plan for, like, if this person goes out. Like, he hasn't really worked it all out yet. So I just don't know if it's good to put it on Kylan. He might make the wrong decision if he has to go and make a little renomination and, like, put up somebody stupid. So I would think that he's just going to keep the same.
I think Brittany being up there is a safe pawn.
Yeah.
Right now, no one's going to vote for Brittany. I mean, other than people who are like gunning for Frenchie to stay, but like there's not going to be like a big conspiracy to get Brittany out of the house. So it seems like a safe bet, and kind of a safe bet that wouldn't ruffle feathers to leave her on the block.
I think
Derek is a cutie. He's the trade of the season.
Yes, he is the trade. I think that, I feel like Derek F will vote Brittany out, and that's the only vote she'll get against her. I think everyone else will vote Frenchie out.
They'll fall in line and not want to ruffle feathers. One thing I want to talk about, why was everyone so freaked out about the rogue votes?
I think it's just Alyssa being like, who voted against me? I think it's that. I also think because Derek F was saying that he wanted to do it, and some people are like, don't do it, it's stupid. And so they're probably just like, so did you do it? And then Frenchie asked Tiffany to do it. And so now that Tiffany has done it, and there's been 2, I think they're trying to pin those rogue votes on Brent and Whitney. Saying like, okay, well, it must have been them trying to pin it on me and Claire, or like if there was a third one, it'd be Claire and Derek, or whatever. Like everybody's using these rogue votes to pin the rogue vote on somebody else, and Tiffany and Derek F were the 2 people that made them. So I think that's just causing a little bit of chaos, not knowing for sure who did it.
It just seems like they're making a mountain out of a molehill, because it's like it doesn't matter. Like, it's week 1. You don't want it to be a unanimous vote, to like make this guy feel bad. That kind of like seemed like the vibe, except for Derek, maybe, who's just like chaotic.
Honestly, this would have been, I think, pegged on Claire. If like a Brent won HOH, I think Claire, this would have been picked on. I think we would be losing Claire this week if Brent would have won that head of household. So thank the Lord.
I was like, don't do this to me, Big Brother. Not do this to me, Big Brother. It started off so good. I love this cast. If you allow the BB gods, you allow Brent to win this head of household, he will probably end up winning the game, and I'm not here for that. I just don't want to see that. He would have, though. He would have been able to solidify that structure.
To win.
Yeah. It would have solidified that whole big structure, kind of like the committee. They would have taken out someone super smart and strong. So it would probably have been Claire or Sarah Beth as who the two women that they wanted to put up on the block this week. And then everybody would just be falling into that power. So, you know, the rest of the jokers would do whatever Frenchie said. And like, they're not part of that big power. I just don't think that everything would have been able to solidify. And Tiffany would have such a battle trying to penetrate that other side. It would be like our Janelle just trying to get people to listen to her, but nope, she'll just get taken out eventually. Like that would have been Brent's game to probably lose. So
luckily Slaughterhouse has been disbanded.
I know.
Yes.
Bye-bye,
it's a self-slaughterhouse. Just killed themselves.
I hated it so much.
What a dumb alliance.
Dumb alliance, and like, why would Whitney and Alyssa be so proud to be in it? It's just so bizarre.
Like, we're the girls in the big alliance.
Like, there's nothing that alliance is more to be like than like, oh, this is fake. Like, that's like what I would be thinking about if I was part of it. I'd be like, okay, this is a fake one, just to like keep tabs on whatever he's doing. But like,
oh, this is a big fake alliance. Cool. Cool.
Okay, so Alyssa, does she not scream like fifth boot to you guys like last pre-juror? I feel like Alyssa's not going to make the jury. I feel like she'll be the last one.
It depends.
She didn't really have that much power. I think that there's people that will go before her. So I think Brent, chances are he would go before her. Derek F potentially could go before her.
Yeah, they could. I think Derek F could really screw his game over this week.
If Derek X plays his cards right and doesn't fuck the cookout over until he gets to the jury. I mean, like, and I don't want to like put that out there, but if I was in Derek F's position and I wanted to fuck over my alliance for whatever dumb reason, you wait till you're on the jury.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you fuck over your alliance.
Agreed. I mean, I'm cool with the cookout though, slaying, but I just don't want the wrong person.
I don't want Derek F to be in it, to be honest, because like he's such like a liability. He doesn't seem to get what we're trying to do here. I thought it was supposed to be an understanding. The cookout's an understanding, Derek.
I don't think Tiffany's loyal to the cookout, and I think that's good. I think Tiffany's loyal to Azam.
I think Tiffany's loyal to herself, and I think that she won't be going against anybody specifically from the cookout, unless she has to at a certain point.
Yeah.
But I think that she's doing what a lot of really good players do, is is very loyal to a lot of different people without them figuring out that she's loyal to other people. And so I think that she's going to be in an okay place. I think that she's protected on most angles. I so far haven't heard anybody talking about Tiffany in a way of like targeting or whatnot. And so I think she's in a good place.
Oh, Brent
did. He said, oh, she's a mom. That's not an excuse or something like that. He's like, we should be going after her. He said that before, like the day before HOH, like the last day of last week, he said it.
Well, he was probably feeling the heat because she has her eyes set on him. His ears are burning. He's like, oh, I think she's coming for me. I'm going to get her out.
Like, oh, she's a mom. She should go home.
Yeah, she's not going to be like lured into my advances. So like, let's get her out of here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, BB wants to know, excluding emotions, which is better to evict from a strategic standpoint, Frenchie or Brent? I would personally take Brent out.
Oh yeah.
Now I know that Frenchie, like living in the house, I would be so irritated with Frenchie, but it's kind of good if he's not empowered to have a little bit of that chaos. So then there's people focusing on other things that is not you. So he is a good distraction if you're able to, filter out what he's saying from truth. But he does also create a lot of confusion, which could steer people in the wrong way. So Brent, though, I think has a clear perspective on the game that he could make actual moves. He could gather thoughts and gather people to make moves. So I think he's actually strategically more like he did a lot of the planning for last week, and he's not getting any heat from it. And he was supposed to be the original first boot. So I think he's more capable than Frenchie, and I think everybody has like Frenchie clocked. So I think that Brent would have been a better person to get out this week.
And also, it's good to keep someone like Frenchie around if you end up being the HOH next week, because then if you are trying to have a chill HOH, especially in these early pre-jury weeks where you're not trying to like ruffle feathers or piss people off, you can put whoever on the block you want and be like, this is to backdoor Frenchie, even if it's not.
Absolutely.
You always have that in your back pocket.
Yeah.
You always have a target, no matter what, that you can use to your advantage. So keeping a wild card like that, who's just chaos and everyone kind of is on the same page with him and won't be mad at you if you target him, that's a great person to keep in the game, honestly. I mean, not to the point of like voting Brittany out, but possibly using the veto and putting up someone like Brent and then taking him out.
If the veto was used on Brittany to gain some favor with Brittany and being like, I'm so sorry that this happened. It was just because you're on the same team with him. Whatever, you had nothing to offer me in this game. Whatever he was saying to Brittany, like, be like, listen, like, I'll get Derek X to use the veto on you just to apologize for putting you in this position and see if he can gain some points back with Brittany. Probably won't work because once you put somebody up, they're just going like, I know that you did that.
Like,
but
you did
it
that
might be helpful moving forward. And putting up Brent would be like, I'd just be salivating. Like, I'd be like, oh my God.
Like,
and then
what
like,
a good block.
see like Frenchie and him pretending not to be trying to stay. Oh, because Frenchie's always playing the martyr and be like, no, Brittany, if I win the veto, I'm putting it on you 100%. Can you do that impression? Can you do that impression for us? Him promising Brittany?
Brittany, if I get that veto, it's going around your neck. The second I get that veto, it's going around your neck so I can go home and see my babies. I got everything I needed from Big Brother. I got the HOH. I played in a veto. I played in a wild card. I did all that.
I got all the heads up. This season,
I'm
go home first. You guarantee
I'm only going to be asking you to do. I'm gonna give you a gift out of it. Hi, Adrian. Okay, so hey guys, can I just say that the chessboard late night talk with Tiff and DX and Claire is honestly one of the best strategic moments this season so far. Which night was this, Adrian? I've only been watching like on Twitter with the live feeds for the last couple of days. So I've been going back and watching conversations now that like people have already been like, go watch this. So when did this come on? And I'm gonna put it on my my list of conversations to look for.
So this came on at about 3 a.m. Pacific time, so 6 a.m. Eastern time, because we're all Eastern. It's about 6 a.m. Eastern time, Friday morning, really early Friday morning. So 6 a.m.
Like
Friday.
after the head of household competition.
After
that
the head
night?
of household. Yeah. So
okay,
after
so
the head of household competition had happened. And basically it was Claire, Tiffany, and Derek X basically clocking the whole house down. Mm-hmm. They basically compared notes and basically figured everything going on out. Everything of what was going on.
I love that Derek X is involved in this though. So like at least he's now starting to learn how to strategize. Like those are the two best people in the house right now to be learning how to play this game from. Wouldn't it be insane though if he like learns so well that in the end he gets to the end and wins? Oh my goodness.
I would be totally cool with Derek X winning. I'd prefer a Tiffany win.
Yeah, I want a Tiffany win, but that just might be too perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like Derek X is playing such a good game because he started being like this bro character. Because even on on one of our podcasts, we were like, "Oh, we don't like Derek X. He's a total bro. Like he's hanging out with all the guys. He wants to do a guys alliance." And that's probably what the people in the house view him as, is like this bro frat boy, you know, who wants to do a guys alliance and like all this stuff. But then it's like, no, he's out here having the real conversations with Tiffany and Claire.
And he he watches the show and he's a fan of the show and he doesn't want people to know that, but Tiffany knows that.
No, he can't be a fan of the show. He's seen the show before. I think because he would. There's no way he would have done some of these things. If
he knows the game a little bit better than he's leading on.
He was asking what happens when the veto, if the veto is used. Like he doesn't know the game.
What happens?
Yes.
Also, I know it's too early to call, but before this week, I think that Tiffany is kind of a bit like Natalie Anderson game when she's kind of building and socializing an army to get her target out. I've seen this comparison before.
Really? Natalie Anderson, her winning season. Right?
It must have been her winning season because that's when she was like, she was really using everybody else to get her dirty work done.
Yeah.
I can't get just because she didn't, I don't think that she necessarily wanted Travis to go out last week. So she didn't really get that to happen, but that could have been, wait, what's the second time? That wasn't with her sister. I'm forgetting which season's which.
The first time she went on Survivor, she won. And that was San Juan del Sur.
Okay. So that was the time with her sister.
Second time.
The second time she came second, right? With Winners at War.
She was the first one voted out, but because she was on Edge of Extinction, she got brought back in the last episode.
So we're talking about San Juan del Sur.
Yeah.
And so if we could say then, for the comparison, that her sister going out and then Travis, she didn't want Travis to go out. So that's kind of similar. And then now reconfiguring everything, gaining alliances. So who's her Jeremy? Claire is her Jeremy?
Yes.
I guess, maybe?
Claire's her final two.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's I'll entertain this for the next few weeks to see if I agree with this comparison. I've also not seen San Juan del Sur since it came on air, so I don't fully remember the season that well. So maybe I'll do a rewatch.
Really good.
Of course, it's one of the best.
It's part of it. It's really the launch. Like Philippines and San Juan del Sur are kind of like the launch of the second Survivor Revolution. That's what I call it, or not revolution, wrong word. What am I talking about? The second Renaissance, or second Survivor Renaissance was
the Renaissance.
So yeah, the new era, a new era of Survivor.
The Tony Vlachos era. That's what I call it.
I mean, I'm not really down with that, like the newer eras. Like I'm an old school girl, but I definitely like San Juan del Sur because I love Natalie and the Twinnies, like from Amazing Race. So
absolutely,
I'm just down with that family. So
love that.
I think she's preggers now, eh?
Yeah, she might be.
That's
Natalie.
what I heard. She's gonna have a little BB. All right, we have another Chantele in the house. Yes, Tiffany's my favorite too, girl.
Hi, Chantele.
Hi.
Chantele, tu parles français. Okay, Brent said that if that Tiff can't win, but she's a mom, but it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't technically mean that he wants her out. But later he did say he wants Claire, Tiff, Azah, and Britt gone, and I'm pissed. Get out of here, Brent. We want you gone. Like, there's no part of me that wants Brent to win this game. Not one part.
What a dummy.
I hate Brent.
Like the people that he wants out, well, I don't care for Brittany that much. It annoyed me a little bit, the fact that she was so upset that she was nominated. And it's like, well, have you talked any game with him? Are you in an alliance with him? Are you on his team with him? Why wouldn't he put you up? Like, there's just, you put up the person that you have the least allegiance to, and he has zero allegiance to her.
I will say him and Tiffany had a really good conversation last night. So I don't know who Brent would target. I assume he'd target a woman or two women if he won HOH, but I feel like he wouldn't target Tiffany. And that's my gut right now. I think things have changed a little bit because of all this Frenchie nonsense. So I don't know who the targets would be going into next week, because I think everyone's thinking about like Frenchie needs to go, but it really opened up a whole new game. There's a lot.
Well, Derek F is probably still targeting Derek X. Just get his name to be the only Derek in the house.
Yep.
Okay, I feel bad for Hannah and Derek X dealing with Brent and Whitney on their team. Yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest team that they have there.
I agree.
Because I would say that Whitney and Brent, I would say, is the most in danger of going up together the next week.
I agree. Depending on who wins, I think that those two are targeted. I feel,
and then
also
Sarah Beth and Claire might still be Whitney Brent's type, potential noms.
Let's not even put that out there. That would be scary.
We already put it out there.
We don't want Claire going home.
Alex, I think that your impressions, like you might have to. You've been hanging out with Jolene for this last week, so you know how she does her impressions of people. Does she have impressions yet? Because maybe you could do impressions, like little videos of like.
I love it.
Do you do anybody else, or is it just Frenchie this season so far?
So far, I've really just come into my stride with Frenchie. Everyone else is doesn't really have a distinct silly voice.
I guess I can do Brent. It kind of sounds like Enzo a little. No, I think I'm sounding Enzo. Right? Yo, whatever, man. I'm getting my chicken. No, it's Enzo.
I mean, I guess I can do a Travis of just I was targeted because I'm a white guy with abs. It happens every season.
Great. Can you talk about the whipped cream, the shaving cream on his bed? And
I just want to say, guys, I really love being here. If anyone goes and checks my bed, it's shaving cream, not what you think. Love you guys.
And Christian doesn't shower.
Really?
You heard this? That Christian does not shower. He went 3 days without showering in the house.
I mean, it would be kind of annoying to shower in the house. I mean, I'd still probably shower every day, but I can see that. Does he smell?
Tiffany clocked him one day because he stank.
Oh, because he smelled. Okay.
Yeah,
if you don't smell, then fine. But if you smell, like shower.
Tiffany clocked him.
Sometimes I'll go a few days without taking a shower, but I'm in my own home. Okay.
I shower every day still at home, though. To be honest, because I do a podcast every day, though, so like I have to get ready.
I do the podcast a lot too, but she wears a hat, so you can't see how gross my hair is.
No,
all good.
Alex knows that I shower a lot, so we're good.
Every time I'm at Josh's house, we'll be like watching a TV show or something, and then Josh will be like, I'm just gonna shower really quick. And then Josh just like emerges from the bathroom in a towel, and I'm like, great. The best part of my week is seeing Josh take a shower.
That's what you come for. You gotta get that on the feed.
I don't want to be like Christian. I don't want a stinky stink.
It was the night when Kyle won his HOH room. So, okay, Thursday night then.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. They would have gotten it at like midnight. Okay, would Frenchie be the ideal? No! Oh. Sorry, I just don't want him in the house that long.
He is a goat.
This would destroy the house emotionally. LOL. Pardon?
You could drag him to the end, but I wouldn't want
I just don't want him to take the second place prize.
No.
I wouldn't trust him, though, as a final two. I do see him being loyal to Derek F. So,
but his loyalty doesn't matter. His loyalty doesn't matter because he will say lies or say things that could screw him over, and he doesn't care. Like he just has his loose lips. Like do not. He doesn't think things through. That like, oh, that's going to hurt this person's game, or he shouldn't say this, or he shouldn't say that. He shouldn't be telling anybody that, especially that's not in the slaughterhouse, about the slaughterhouse, thinking that Hannah was Alyssa when he was saying things about the slaughterhouse and saying it's dismantled. Like all these things are harmful for Derek F's game, especially if this is his final two and he's super loyal. Like he shouldn't be saying all these things. And like, so he's just so much of a liability. I don't think that even to the people that he's loyal to, it is beneficial for them to take him to the end because he will ruin his game, even without like subconsciously. Yeah. It's kind of like
loyal. And he's already tried to self-evict once.
Pardon?
Yeah. He's already tried to self-evict once.
Yeah.
That's not good for your game if you're the person you're playing with.
What's your guys' thought on that? Trying to self-evict. I called this, by the way. I knew he was that pathetic that he would try and self-evict. I thought he actually would. But what's your guys' thought on someone self-evicting when things?
Can I say how infuriating it is for me? So I played an online reality game. It was a long-ass game, and I was playing with Ryan Ballantyne from Big Brother Canada 6, and him and Kat. I nominated for eviction.
Kat what? Kat Dunn?
No, Kat. This woman that's like she thinks she's affiliated with every Big Brother player because she talks sometimes on Dick at Night. Oh! Anyways, Anyway, so I nominated both of them because they're like besties, whatever. We were loosely in a alliance because it was an all-star season. We'd come back. I was season 3, they were season 4, and there was like a season 3-4 alliance. Well, Ryan had this big superpower that that these 2 vetoes that he had, and I wanted to flush one of them. And he said that we have to flush one of these. And so I'm like, well, the only way to flush it is to put you and your closest ally up on the block. So he went ballistic. I told him that I was doing this, but just like super mad, whatever. And he ended up self-evicting. Because he's like, well, I don't want anybody to maybe vote Kat out. So I'm falling on my sword and I'm self-evicting, even though everybody was going to be voting him out anyways. And like, it didn't matter in the end because at least he took all those those vetoes that I was trying to get rid of out. But like, it was really distasteful. It showed me that when he doesn't get his way, he will just throw a tantrum and self-evict. And just tell us that we're bad game players because like we didn't do what he wanted it to do. So to me, it just looks like somebody that's only good at playing the game when it's going their way and when they have power. And that means that you're not a good game player and you're kind of like a petulant child that's throwing the toys out of the pram when you don't get your way.
Yeah.
Because you can clearly tell that Frenchie is so obsessed with his image, honestly, because look at him doing the double or nothing. He chose not to do it, which is, I think, a safe choice. I would
should have done it.
But I personally wouldn't have done it, but that's because I would play it safe in that moment. But
Frenchie should have known his personality.
He should be like,
been like,
I'm wild.
Oh, I should do this. Like, people are going to hate me for sure. So let me make a deal with Claire and get Claire to like keep me safe next week for giving her head of household this week and like, be good.
But he was so worried about looking stupid of going up there and risking everything and then losing it that he would rather lose on his own terms than lose by ability, if that makes sense. And so now so now he's up here saying, "Oh, if I play in the veto, I'm gonna give you my veto, so that way when he goes and plays the veto and loses, he doesn't look like he was trying really hard to stay and then failed. Like, he just doesn't want to look like a failure, and he's trying to make it seem like he's leaving on his own terms."
And at the end of the day, though, he overplayed, and he just needs to own that. I do think there is a timeline where Frenchie could stay this week. I do think there's a timeline. I mean,
if I was Frenchie in Frenchie's position, I would be able to stay this week. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I would be able to figure out something to say and or do. I would definitely figure out how to get Derek X to use that veto on me.
He could. There is a way. He could target Brent. He totally could get Brent put up on the block this week. He could totally do it. Let's see what he does today.
He should throw Brent under the bus, being like, Brent wants to come for Claire and Tiffany and Sarah Beth. Like, those are the people that he wants to come for. And I'm telling you this information to hopefully that you'd save me here. If you save me, I'm with you guys. Like, just like, let's get Derek Eck to use this and we can just start a team against Brent because Brent is not with you guys, even no matter what he says. That would put enough fear in me to be like, let me think about that.
Yeah,
Chantele, I think he's going to pull something tonight. I think tonight might be a feed night to watch. I get that gut. I feel like Frenchie's going to go rogue tonight and try again.
Why can't I watch it on TV? Like, if I cast it to my TV, then I can't use my computer, and I want to be able to do both. I don't want to watch it on my computer and use my computer. I want to watch the feeds on my TV and have my computer free.
Oh, yeah, because you're in Canada, so you have to have it on your computer. Because I watch it right on my TV. I have it up.
How does that work?
There's a seat because I have we have the Amazon, the whatever it is, that thing, whatever.
The Fire Stick?
The Fire Stick, yes. We have the Fire Stick, and we have the CBS or the Paramount Plus app, and I just go buy feeds right on it.
Oh my God. I'm going to figure out and see if I can get a VPN on a Fire Stick to see if like I could do that. Let me ask my brother if he knows stuff like that.
Fun.
Because like I just needed
the most recent comment from Joseph.
Oh, Joseph.
Oh, Jojo. Oh, Joseph. Okay, the most recent? Okay.
Yes.
I'm I'm dreading TV this week. They'll make French fries look completely normal to the casuals. I'm calling it already.
How do we feel about Frenchie's edit?
He doesn't look that normal to the casuals because I've had some people been watching it being like, wow, he's a mess. And I'd be like, this is like 1% of what he's been doing in the house. Like 1%.
Yeah.
Joseph, I love you. Obviously. You are awesome. Oh, sorry. You are awesome. But I do disagree. I do think that with the editing, they haven't made Frenchie to be out to be like America's hero. They've made him out to be cuckoo bananas. I think casual viewers that are watching it don't like him either. Everyone that I've talked to is not a fan of him. So there was a poll that went around, and they asked if because when Frenchie said like America is going to be so angry, and so somebody made a poll of how many people would be angry and how people wouldn't, and it was like when I first did it, it was still at 100%, and it was like 300 people had done this poll. So I'm curious if it's changed since then.
That's too funny.
Which I think is hilarious. Okay, what else did Joseph say here? With his personality, he should have risked it. I bet you the other player on his teams do not. Did not do it because it would be targeted, whatever. So yeah, I think that he made the right choice in the moment for his team, but I think that he should have done it, seeing how messy his gameplay has been. And his whole team would have been safe this week, right? So Brittany wouldn't have been up. Kylan potentially still would have won this head of household. They would have been able to just probably go directly for Brent and Whitney. So it would have changed things up a little bit. And Frenchie wouldn't have had to play so wildly because he would have been safe.
Okay, so this week with Frenchie, do you guys think he's going to go even more rogue than he's gone? Do you think he's going to lose his mind even more than he already has to try and stay?
Say that last bit again?
Huh?
Say that last bit again?
Or do we think he's going to try and, like, is he going to go rogue to try and stay? Or do you think he's going to just give up and be like, hey.
I think he's going to give up. I think he's going to be like, I think he's going to try and, like, cause some chaos and do, like, if I'm going out with a bang. But then, like, he's going to basically say, like, I'm going home and roll over and die, but on, like, his own terms in, like, a wild, crazy way.
I think he's going to do some sort of Dan's funeral type situation. Week 1, he was trying to get Brent to help him write a nomination speech when he was actually going to be putting Brent up because he thought that would have been so epic to show, like, the fans, like, what he was going to do to Brent. I was like, ooh, that's harsh. But I think he's going to do something to that kind of extent. Like, he's going to go big, I think, and just give it a shot because he's going to want to go out in an epic fashion. And it would be something like, if he's going to lay down and die, it's going to be like the blanket style of Audrey, or if it's, what I mean? It's something epic on his way out is what I think he would do. Whether it works or it doesn't work, I think he wants to have his exit be memorable.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Pull up what Adrian just said really quick. Sorry to upset you guys more, but Derek F. told Hannah and maybe Frenchie are on the table just a few minutes ago that he has a son. If he has a son, he needs to be straight.
What? Okay, so Derek F. has a son, and Frenchie told them that he has to be.
No, Derek F. said if he had a son, he needs to be straight.
That's not great.
Isn't that like hypocrisy at its finest?
Wait. Okay.
Derek F., who is gay. Okay, I'm getting this. Derek F., who is gay, was saying around the table apparently that if he had a kid as a gay man, he would tell his kid he needs to be straight. Right? That's a mess.
The only way that I can kind of understand what he's saying here is that he might have been having a lot of struggles himself and not necessarily wanting his son or child to experience some of the things that he's experienced. I know like people in the Black community, some people wanted to marry somebody or have children with someone lighter so that they wouldn't face the same prejudices because of skin tone and skin color. So I think that if I'm just like taking it with like what he must be saying underneath is that he's gone through a lot being a gay Black man and somebody that was in the public eye, and that maybe he doesn't want his child to experience some of the things that he has as living as a gay man. So that's what I'm going to take away from it, because
I will take that away too.
I feel like if he's saying something like that, because Derek F doesn't seem like a moron. Like, I mean, he seems like a bad game player, but he doesn't seem like an idiot. I feel like he was probably just talking out of turn and didn't realize how what he was saying was coming off.
Yeah.
And I think what you were saying,
Chantele,
is probably more along the lines of what he was saying, because I have heard that kind of discourse and commentary before.
But it's so sad though. And like it's sad, Chantele, that like, and I the whole thing that people think, they think there's almost like discriminatory between the Black community of someone being lighter. It's horrible.
My grandmother is super racist towards, or like prejudiced towards anybody that has dark skin color, like dark skin tone. Like my grandmother's super light, but she likes me because she likes my skin color. But she's like, I'm almost a little bit too dark, but like, you know what I mean? She's like, I have an aunt that she didn't really speak to because she was darker. But my grandmother is very, very light. Like, she's almost white passing. So definitely there's that. And like my mom is super light, could be not white passing, but maybe like Spanish, like, like lighter skin tone for sure. And she was made fun of when she went to high school in Canada. They used to say, and I'm not trying to offend anybody by saying this, but just saying the word, they would call her Packy. She'd just be like, oh, you Packy. And like, they would really, really like, just like shove her in lockers and stuff like that. And like, just was really discriminatory. And so she was like, she just never liked her skin color. And so she's like, I'm going to marry the darkest man that I can find so that my children will at least have a nice skin tone. And so that's why, like, I'm kind of in the middle, because my dad's pretty dark and my mom's very light. And so stuff like that happens. Like, people don't want their children to have the same experiences they've had from the shell that they had to live in. And so that's what I think that Derek X was saying, but he just didn't say it eloquently.
It's so sad, because I think everybody's beautiful. And,
of course.
And it's so sad. I know people are like, colorism is real in the Black community. And it's so sad. It really is. I feel like everyone should love and support everybody, regardless of what you look like or where you come from. Everyone should love everybody. Big love circles. That's what I think.
Chantele, there is a comment that I'd like to pull up from
this one. Hello.
Hi. There's a comment I'd like to pull up from Just Jazz.
Just Jazz. Where's Just Jazz?
Almost.
Oh yes, I see. Hi, Just Jazz.
I think what he was saying is that it would be cool if he had a straight son to break the assumption that gay parents raise gay kids.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and that's also a different conversation as well that has been a toxic, undertone that's been happening on the internet recently of, gay people should not have children because they raise gay children. So if that was the discourse that was happening there, then I understand what Derek F was saying. I think that maybe Derek F just needs to realize he's on TV and then think more about how he's going to say something, if it's going to be that hot of a take.
Hi, Paul. So Paul wants to listen to this conversation. So does anybody have a timestamp that we can
let us know.
It? I'd love to hear it. And if we don't get it in this live stream, if you could put it in the comments so we can look at it later and go back and watch the full conversation.
Yeah, because we could be wrong. Derek F could just be being shitty right now.
We're trying to give him the benefit of like many don'ts.
We're trying to make sense of this, because I as bad of a game player as he's being, I don't think that he's like a bad person like that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Then Adrian's saying that Anna was shocked. Man.
Huh.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Okay. Well, maybe it's bad.
People think he's a hypocrite. I'm not sure. I do want to watch this conversation just to see how it started, how it ended.
Yeah.
Like what made the conversation come up, because like what they were talking about might give some more detail as to what this conversation is.
Does anyone know if feeds like cut out during this at all? Like,
no, they tagged it they tagged the clip on our Twitter just now.
Oh, okay.
That's sweet.
So it's on our Twitter right now.
Okay, I'll find it.
Yeah, it's literally, it was tagged. Adrian tagged us. Thank you, Adrian. Are we allowed to play it in here? Can we do that?
Maybe the clip might be okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You can pull it up and then I'll let you have screen access. Okay, so he said that he isn't a good player. He only was cast because his daddy is Smokin' Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination. I think that he ticks a lot of boxes, especially if we're doing a diversity season. You know, he checks a few boxes there, and he is a big personality. He's just not a good game player. So I understand why he was cast. I think it definitely was helpful that he's already a little bit of a celebrity. So it's not like an Instagram girl, but it's somebody that could potentially have a lot of built-in followers and people that are interested in his success. So I think he's a good casting choice, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, and think about it. We were excited for him before we saw him aligning with Frenchie and everything that happened. Yeah, it was Josh's #1 draft pick. So
it was.
Can we pull up B Bean's comment, the most recent B Bean comment?
I'm just trying to find the thing really quick.
Colorism is real in the Black community, 100%. 100%. Is there
another one? It's the most recent one. Yeah. Being a son of a famous Black boxer had to be tough on Derek F for coming out as gay. Absolutely.
Very much so.
Yeah. So I really want to try and give Derek F the benefit of the doubt here, but I guess we'll see this when we see this clip.
Oh, I agree.
Okay, so Silverhawk says, Derek F said he will be happy whatever his child sexuality is, just watch the clip. Okay.
Work. Okay, that's then good. I think what we were saying is more on the right page of what that conversation was.
Do you want me to play the clip? Because I have it ready to go.
Perfect, yeah. Do it.
Let's see
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, start sharing it, and then I think it asks me to say yes, I think.
Okay.
Those are the best. But if you want to, I'll be happy.
I don't want to do that. Okay, are we ready? Is it sharing it right now?
Yes.
But you know what the funny part is? It's gonna come out for it. Funny. I want my boy to be straight. I'm hoping he turns out straight. That's just mine. What? I just love the fact that I could be like that gay dad with like the straight son, and you know, he's going to school dating girls and stuff like that, and he has to explain to people like, "Oh, my dads are gay." I love those stories; those are the best. But if whatever he is, I'll be happy with.
Yeah, because it's not something you can control.
Actually,
what do you mean?
So, no, I can't control that, but I can control if I want a boy or a girl. I definitely want a boy. But,
that's fine.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. At first, I can see like how we had the same reaction of Hannah but I definitely think it was along the lines of the gay family raising straight children, and not a gay family doesn't cultivate a gay child. It's a choice. It's being gay is not a choice that the parent makes. It's something that the child just is. So I think that that's kind of more what Derek F was saying.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm very happy that it wasn't so bad.
It wasn't as bad. It's a little bit ignorant. Just a smidge. Just like a 3% ignorance. But
I think he just didn't say it well. I think he's not that articulate in the way that he like shares his opinions, and like he wanted to probably be a little bit funny, but then it just wasn't coming out. I think it just didn't come out completely right. Yeah. But I understand what he was saying. He's like, I could be like, oh my god, I would love to have like a straight son, so that like I just want to see what straight culture would be like, and seeing it from the eyes of somebody. I don't know. I mean, it would be fascinating.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Like kind of. I think what Paul is saying, like he kind of wants to troll the straight people and be like, oh, look at you guys straights, my son is straight, you think that I could only raise a gay child? Look at that, I raised a straight child.
Yeah,
more the vibe.
I'm okay with it, definitely.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I just almost had my little heart broken, so I'm glad that I did it.
It wasn't broken already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like he's fine.
Okay, guys, can we talk Did we talk about the Christian Alyssa showmance that I think is starting to really form right now?
Oh my God,
so
it's totally
good.
happening, and I called it.
It's so happening. They are cuddling up all the time, and now it's a week and a half in. So like now, Frenchie is the appropriate time to be like, they're going to get in showmance, and I'm going to target them because Alyssa's going to be in the showmance with Christian. Now they actually are forming one. So,
well, he probably. It was probably like a self-proclaimed prophecy or whatever that phrase is. He made that happen. He forced them together, you know, because like, okay, if I ever want somebody to start being interested in me, I always tell them that I had a sex dream about them or something like that, or like, you know, throw that into a conversation. You know what I mean? If I'm like, if I want someone to be thinking about me in that way.
I had a dream about you.
A dirty dream. I had dirty.
You want to know what you were doing in the dream?
That's not how I do it. I'd be very
a little
cool.
risque.
Is that how you think I would say it? Do it again.
That's how you'd say it. That's my impression of you flirting. I had a dream about you.
But anyways, though, it works pretty well. And like, obviously you don't do it with everybody because you don't want to come across as like a creep if someone's like really not interested in you. We've heard about, well, I don't know if you guys have heard, but all the stuff that like Reality Steve is getting in when he said that to Demi. And then I'm thinking, okay, so Reality Steve said to Demi, called her up and like was like, ha ha ha, like I had a sex dream about you, and she's calling it as like a sort of like a sexual harassment type deal because like he is a person of power, and she felt that she had to like laugh it off, and like so it's like it's a big thing that's going on in Bachelor Nation. I think maybe about a month and a half ago. So, anyways, I would never do it in a situation where I didn't think it was most likely going to be reciprocated, but if I want somebody to maybe think about me more in that way, I might toss something out. So they're just to get their imagination going a little bit. And then it usually ends up that they start to like you. So I'm thinking that if Frenchie has been like putting them two together and saying their names together, even if they weren't thinking about it, they probably would start thinking like, okay, so what has he done to make Frenchie think that he likes me? And then so everything that he does, like, oh, he touched you on the shoulder, and you just be like, oh, okay. And you just start picking up everything and taking it to mean that he's interested and vice versa. So I do think that regardless of whether it was going to happen or not, if Frenchie hadn't said anything, it may not have.
I mean, Christian said, we're not a showmance. It's only day 3. Would we look great together? Yes.
What? Yes. I mean, I don't know, guys. I'm not an Alyssa fan. Maybe I'll change my mind on that. But she's as I said, she's a badge slayer, and I'm not into badge slayers. I don't like Nicole Franzels.
No, well, she was your number 2 draft pick.
Should we pull that back up?
The draft pick. Someone in the comments said we all had good draft picks earlier, and I'm like, I don't know how that's possible for us to all have good draft picks when Josh's team is what it is.
I am like the worst draft pick in America. Oh my God, it's so bad, everybody. Like, Derek F, Alyssa. Okay, Xavier's okay, but like, I'm not a fan of him either, honestly. We haven't talked about Xavier. I'm not really a fan of him.
Well, the thing is with Xavier, and I think it's because he's hiding his profession, that he's not able to fully engage with people. So, like, he can't really completely be himself. So he doesn't have that many conversations. He's very controlled. He's very, not quiet, but like he doesn't share a lot. And I think it's because he has to really think about exactly what he's sharing. It's like, oh, would a bartender say that? Would a model say that? Like, so I think that that's what is stopping him from playing better, is the fact that he's not able to be himself. Like, who cares? You're a lawyer. Like,
if he was that concerned about it, he could have been like, I'm an environmental lawyer, or I'm a law student. Or like, you don't have to be like, I'm a hotshot lawyer who's, you know what I mean? Like, you can spin being in law and not.
Say you're a law student.
Yeah, say you're a law student. Someone's going to be like, he's a lawyer. We got to get him out.
So listen, shout out to this, my swim line. Everyone go and buy it. Like, goodbye.
The only person lying about their job that isn't completely blowing up in their face is Sarah Beth.
Yeah,
because she has that squeaky voice that people are like, oh yeah, it makes sense that she's a voiceover artist.
I mostly voice indie video games, and
that's good.
going
We
Alex
found
to
it.
the main screen. Chantele, we need Alex to do her Sarah Beth impression.
Okay, full screen. You just don't want us to look at your.
And
Wait, okay,
I mostly
full
play
screen.
indie video games and ASMR. I am a voice actor, and I'm also a forensic scientist, but I can't tell them that.
That's good. Might even be better than Frenchie. Can you flip back and forth? Can Frenchie and Sarah Beth have a conversation?
Frenchie and Sarah
What would they even talk about?
They talk about the Women's Alliance, French kisses.
Frenchie telling Sarah Beth about the slaughterhouse. Let's go, Alex.
I'm gonna do okay. So I've always wanted to go on Big Brother and be in an all women's alliance. So I wanted to sit y'all down and I wanted to talk to you so we can form an alliance.
I think that we should call it the French Kisses.
I love it. That's a great alliance name. Me, you, and you. We're going to the top. And then her in the diary room.
I don't think that this alliance is going to go far, but if it's going to help us keep tabs on Frenchie, let's do it.
I feel like I need to come to the board next week with something. We need to this is what it's evolving into. Sundays is going to be roast each other's teams and impersonation of house guests. Like that's what our Sunday live feed update is going to be from now.
I'll do Alyssa. It's only 2 days. Why are you putting me up as a showman? Like that's creepy. 2 days, really? I would like to give a shout out to my swimsuit brand because I don't care about this game. I just want you to go buy my swimsuits. Thank you.
I should never say thank you.
Out with 25 people.
Hello to Tiffany, Leanne, Barbara, my mom, my dad, my parakeet, my dog.
Hey, girl.
I'm gonna have so much fun coming up with different skits with you guys to put on our channels. Like we found something. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. I'm not joking.
Okay,
my viral.
How annoying is that when people go to vote to evict, they think a million people, like Alex was just saying, shout out to mom, dad, brothers, and
take your live TV time, girl. I'd be saying some wild crap too if I got to be live on air.
Did you laugh though when Derek F was waiting for the next person to come in the hallway, and he's waiting to do their little dance, whatever, and then nobody came? He's just okay, because I was going to a commercial break. I was
he's
he's waiting. Okay, thank you, Adrian, for tagging the clips. Yes, we need to hear. We saw the content. Sorry, behind. What were you saying though, Josh, about your team?
My team is just straight up awful. Everyone sucks. It's just a sucky team. I'm definitely in third place, guys. Well, that isn't the suckiest person usually the winner every season, COVID Cody and
that's the BB gods didn't listen. They listened to us and they didn't let Brent be the head of household. So we are in a new dimension. This is an alternate reality right now. I don't know how this game is going to end because we were supposed to have Brent win that, and something happened. It's a glitch. It's the CERN particle collider that's allowed us to live in an alternate version of reality right now. So Mandela effect.
We're both intuitive, okay? We know this, okay? So I definitely think the moment of Big Brother having a new era was the moment that Kylan's ball hit in that thing. That is when Big Brother started a new era, because up until that moment, it was the same Big Brother era we have had since 2015 of Derek and Cody's season. That was the moment that Big Brother changed in the U.S. The second that Kylan's ball went in that hole.
100%. Brent was supposed to win that, and the world changed. It shifted. The world shifted.
There was a magnet on that ball.
So I don't think that the producers did that. They're probably what? I don't know how to edit a show without having the jocks be winning the game. Like, they're probably just like, I don't know what to do. So they're probably just like, I don't understand how to edit a Black person being a head of household person.
They're making him look like a college counselor.
With his like timed meetings. Like 5 minutes only for me to have your HOH meeting. Okay, so wait, so Derek F went viral for a TikTok video, for a champagne video? Is it Derek F we're talking about?
Derek F went viral before going in the show. That's what he kind of like, people had those videos of him on TikTok. He had like TikTok videos, not like Britney TikTok videos, which Britney's making TikTok videos in the house, y'all, doing those dances.
I mean, I would probably be doing those with her just because like dancing's fun and I'd be into it. But what I would probably do is get Britney to do the WAP dance. And with, do you know the one? It's like, from the top, and you're like banging the floor like you're getting like F. I'd make her do that one. Or do like the other like other Cardi B songs that are like up and stuff like that. That's what I would do. I'd be getting her to twerk and like that would be hilarious.
Her eviction speech.
Oh my God.
Her eviction speech, if she starts like doing the WAP or something, or doing like,
oh my God,
guys, I'll just get together all summer.
I mean, I'm here for it. People are enjoying your impersonations, Alex. I think we have a winner here. And scene.
I love it.
We got actors here. Yes.
I'm an actor.
I'm so excited though. This is like, it really actually has excited me about like figuring out some skits about this whole season.
I love it.
So excited. Okay, so I want to just do the last thing I want to do. Obviously, if you guys have anything else you want to talk about, we can do it. I have nothing but time until the show starts. I want to just ask who is our favorite person on our teams now, and then who's our biggest disappointment. So who are you most surprised by, and who's your biggest disappointment?
On our teams?
Yeah. We're on our teams. So we're going back to our teams. We just need to look at them some more, Josh.
My team, I guess my favorite on the team. My favorite on the team is Christian of the Five.
Oh my God.
I hate the other four. No, like, okay, but like, I'm kidding. I just don't think Xavier is playing too much. I think he's kind of keeping in the middle. So like, he's not my favorite. Derek F, no thank you. Alyssa, I'll buy your swimsuit. Brittany, let's dance together all summer. Christian, I think, has the most level head on my team. That being said, my team sucks.
Alex's team is low-key stacked, says Jess. Okay.
Alex's team, she's going to do impersonations of her entire team because she already has.
I'll work on it.
Please hear Sarah Beth one more time.
I'll say my favorite and my least favorite as Sarah Beth.
Thank you.
My favorite person on my team has to be Derek X because he's won 2 vetoes, and at first people were telling me that he would be a bad player, but he's actually turned out to be very good. And then the most surprising was actually Sarah Beth because I thought she would be a bad player, but she's aligned with Kyland. And the person who's doing the worst is clearly Frenchie.
It's her. It's her.
Oh my God.
Here.
Yeah, but Frenchie can leave.
Yeah,
I know.
Frenchie's
got to go. People are loving this. Loving this. Okay,
yes,
Josh, would you buy
I would buy anything from Kemi. I want to give Kemi so much love because she deserves it. I think Kemi deserves more love than any Big Brother contestant in the history of Big Brother. She deserves it because she was treated like shit for no reason.
Oh, well, for a reason, but
well, yeah, I mean, like, you know what I mean. She was,
yes.
And the reason was bullshit. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm a huge Kemi fan. Justice for Kemi forever. So,
Jess is saying Frenchie did a lot more talking about how he made sure no woman or minorities went home on his HOH. and hope they show that on the episode so he looks even more full of shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or save your Frenchie. Okay. I wasn't. No, well, I'm going to just say Tiffany. I was going to try to do a second person, but I'm not surprised by this. I chose her first, but I was only really choosing her first because I wanted to support a woman of color and somebody in her 40s whose dream it is to play this game. And so I was going to be supporting her no matter what. But the how good she is at this game, I'm surprised by. I didn't expect her to be as strategically sound, as good socially as she is. She's really impressed me with even explaining why she did that rogue vote, and like how she was saying that, you know, she wanted Frenchie to believe that she was on his side and that she was doing things for him and that she could be able to explain that away. Like the fact that she's not being snowed by anybody is really awesome. And that when she was having her one-on-one meeting with Kyland, she was basically giving him questions for him to think about that would lead him to the conclusion that she wanted him to have about her head of household week, which I love that because it's not her telling him what to do, but it's making him come up with the right answer because she's incepted the right potential possibility. So how she's playing this game, I think, is amazing. I love that her and Claire have teamed up. I know it's easy for them to team up because they're on the same team, but I think that they're a really good duo because they're both strategically sound. They're fire and air, which is a good match together in general. And I think that they will continue to dominate this house because they're in two big alliances or decent sized alliances together. And I don't think that people even realize how well they're running the show. So though Tiffany's definitely surprised me even more than her already being my first pick. Yeah. The least on my team, I'm like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. The worst, I think, is Brent. I mean, I thought it was impressive that he was able to get himself out of the doghouse with Frenchie and then be able to become bros and get a final 2 with Frenchie. But the fact that he wasn't just doing that just to secure his space and he had like a better gameplay, like that's what I'm just like, wait, you actually really want to have a final 2 with Frenchie and you're trying to save him and you think that you guys are actually working together? So the fact that he wants to work with Frenchie and he believes to honor his final 2, I'm just like, maybe you're not that great at this game in the way that I was going to give you credit for. So I don't want things to go in his favor, which means that I must really not like him as a player. Like, I don't want him to get any power. I don't want the slaughterhouse to move forward. I don't want him to win anything. I don't want him to stay in the game the most on my team. So, yeah.
Right. Honestly, Chantele, if he wins HOH, he's going to try and get the slaughterhouse back together. That's what's going to happen, and that's a really bad timeline. Brent having anything to do with that winning any power is not good. That is why I am praying to the BB God somehow that Brent goes home this week. I'm praying. I know there's like a 1% chance, but 1% chances have prevailed in the past, Dan's funeral. But like, I am hoping something happens to get Brent out. I'm praying.
Let's see. Okay, Frenchie is giving us the best live feeds we've had in a while, even though we all want him to go. I know. This is the thing, is that, like, I know it's been very flashy and wild and entertaining, yes, 100%. But if I was in that house, I wouldn't be able to stand playing the game with him because if you're strategic, you want to know what people are going to do, and he is so wild and unpredictable. It wouldn't be enjoyable to be playing the game with him. I know it's it probably might be more logical to keep him in the game because, like, he's always could be a target, like we talked about, but it would just be so exhausting having to live with that person every week. Even as a live feeder, I had to take a couple of days off of watching the live feeds because it's a lot. It's a lot. So,
I mean, Tiff said it best when she said, if Frenchie goes, the house can relax.
Yeah.
Because Frenchie is just creating like this air where people are afraid to play the game because he's just going to snap. So I feel like if Frenchie goes, we'll get more interesting live feeds because it'll be people actually playing Big Brother and not just people being like, oh, we have to all placate to Frenchie and make sure he's not going to flip out.
A Boston girl said something. I'm here for the chaos and fun feeds. I'd rather see Brent go. I'm with Boston girl. I would rather
Brent going. That's why if Brent goes, like Brent or Frenchie can go. If Frenchie stays, Brent has to go. I can't have Frenchie stay and Brittany goes. Like that's just not working for me.
One of those two needs to go this week.
Yes,
one of those two has to go. But I would prefer Brent to go and like Frenchie to go like right before jury. Like I prefer Frenchie to go week 3 or week 4.
So stressful.
Yeah, I mean, let's all just cast a spell tonight. Any witches in the chat? Cast a spell tonight that Derek X is going to use the veto on Brittany. Put Brent up there, and let's get Brent out of the house, y'all.
I mean, okay, I'll put that intention in. I'll see if we can do some magical work because this is
Chantele,
we're already in a new timeline.
We'll do a live stream. We can cast some spell casting live streams.
You guys should. You guys do it. I'll watch.
Pull some cards.
I love that. We
get out my pendulum.
I love it. God, we'll just form our own little coven.
Yes, a Sunday night coven.
You guys should have something in Mexico, and then all of North America can be represented. I'm just saying. Canada, US. We need someone from Mexico.
Well. Okay, so Boston Girl is saying one big issue as Big Brother gave them 0 incentives to keep their teams together. They should be offering them prizes or something. Well, they're not going to go, like, people know to keep their teams intact. Like, it's better for them to keep their teams intact. So
you have higher chance of safety.
And so I think that they don't need to put any incentives on keeping their teams intact. But I mean, I don't mind having extra prizes. Like if you still have you're all 4 players by the end of, week 4, you each get $5,000. That'd be cool, pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be fierce.
It definitely would amp up people like, no, use the veto, don't use the veto. Like there would be more gameplay, actually. I agree.
When do you think these teams will disband?
I think after 4 weeks.
2 weeks. They said it when I think when they announced it, that would be the first 4 weeks. And that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
Do you think hell would break loose if Brittany left? Oh my God, that'd be bad.
I think Brittany would cry. I think hell would break loose for Brittany.
I feel really bad for Brittany. They can't blindside Brittany. I don't think that would just be really bad.
And I think Twitter would be like, that. Well, this was a lost opportunity, and Kyland would look like a Dumbo.
Yeah,
that's what would happen.
That's bad, and like it's not good for Tiffany's game. No.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we need to take out that chance, and maybe we do need to just get Brent up there so one of them goes home for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put that out there. I don't want Frenchie to stay because I can't risk him winning head of household again. Exactly.
That is true.
Yeah, we can't go through that. That was traumatizing.
As someone who is like the biggest Big Brother fan on the planet, like I have an addiction to it, like 100%. I don't know if I could handle. My mental health can handle another Frenchie HOH. I don't know.
It was a lot.
My mental health can't handle it. I'll black out.
This was a lot.
I would disassociate for a whole week if Frenchie's the HOH again.
It was a lot. I was like, whoa.
Alex, I think you should do a prediction on how you think Sarah Beth's gonna react to winning the wild card competition tonight. So,
oh my god, yes. Okay, so Travel the World says someone would have to move to another team, though Julie mentioned it on Thursday's episode. So what the wild card competition was, we don't know what it was, but Sarah Beth played. And then Brent and Frenchie also played. Sarah Beth ended up winning it. And with that win, she had the choice to take safety basically away from one of the queens. So she would join the queen's team and somebody would come off and they would no longer have safety and she would be on a new team with safety. So I thought that the twist was going to be that she just got to join another team or join the team with safety. That's what I was hoping that it was before I learned all the rules. Because I think that would have been awesome. Imagine Sarah Beth decided to deuces guys, I'm not part of the slaughterhouse. I'm going to go join the Queen's team so they can have 4 players and I'm going to be over there. But yeah, it wasn't really beneficial for her to make that move. So
can you imagine if Brent or Frenchie would have won and swapped out with Claire or Tiffany, who are safe, and put them on their team? That would have been a really scary.
What a fucking mess.
Well, if that happened, though, then he would have put up Brent and Whitney, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Brent and Brittany,
Yeah.
maybe.
I kind of think that Brittany would be on the block regardless.
Yeah, she doesn't have any ties to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think that he's had conversations with Whitney, and that's why he was kind of hesitant to put her on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
That
like
would've
he doesn't
been
have like a
best, though.
relationship with her or anything, but just like, you know, he's talked to her more than Brittany.
Yes. Okay, so last couple of questions here. Okay, I kind of do like Derek X and Hannah. I really like how DX is trying to include Hannah in the King Queens alliance. Yes, of course, it's cute. I don't like the Kings Queens alliance because I don't want Alyssa and Christian to be involved. I don't want them to know anything that's going on, really.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
feel
just
like
kind
they're
of
at the bottom of that, though.
well, I just don't want them in there. But I guess it would protect them if they win power. So.
Yeah.
Me too, and he knows that Hannah is on the outs. Oh, and that he needs to pull her into an alliance. That's so cute. Natalie, would Julie call it Frenchie on Thursday in her interview with him? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she will. I think.
Call him out. I don't think they're going to show his microaggression. I don't think they're going to show that on the show. I don't.
No.
They should. They should show it on.
I don't think they will. They cut feeds, so they're not going to show it.
Yeah, they're not going to. They should though.
Jesse is saying, I think it's only because it was two girls on Queens. If it was like Kyla and Tiffany and Travis together, maybe she would have just joined the team and not replaced anyone. I think she has to take somebody off of the team that she's going to get safety from. So it would have been between Claire and Tiffany, I guess.
Yeah.
That's how I understood it. It was going to be like whatever team is safe, swap out one of them.
Yeah.
I thought it was
the numbers even.
I think it would have been better if you just could join the team that had safety. Like, oh, that would.
But then it runs the risk of there being a 3-person team and a 5-person team, which I think they wanted to avoid.
Who cares? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the worst.
Alex, they're asking for another impression.
Who is it? Hold on. Who's asking? Okay.
Travel the world. Yeah.
Okay. Alex needs to give her impression of Frenchie leaving on Thursday or talking to Julie.
So like his eviction speech,
yes.
his
eviction
stay.
Yes.
Well, no, talking to Julie that they said.
So like when he's out of the house.
Yes.
So, Frenchie, but first, I think that I am Julie Chen. I actually sound like Trixie as
Well, Julie, I just want to say that this has been one of my dreams for a long time, and just knowing that my babies have gotten to watch their daddy come up here and play this game that he's been wanting to play, and I did everything that I could have, Julie, and knowing that I get to leave this house with all these beautiful people in there that are going to be playing that game for me in there. I know that it's going to be a great time for me. I can get home and see my babies, Julie, and it's just going to be
Frenchie,
a great time to go home and see my babies.
Who are you most disappointed by in the house?
You know, Julie, I think that the person that's really done me dirty in that house, it's got to be... Oh, who does he hate?
Kylan. I don't know.
It's got to be Kylan.
We put him up next first week, but I thought it was
black, and he would have gone home last week if it wasn't for me. So he's really done me dirty, Julie. But you know what? I got Derek F in there. I got Brent in there.
I feel like this is the note we should end today on because exceptional work here, Alex. I'm impressed by your talent. You are a true talent. Well, honestly, like I could talk to you guys forever, obviously. So we should just cut it short because not short, but cut it now because we could go on forever. So do you guys have anything that you want to share with the people that you're working on this week? Any podcasts that you're going to be doing? Josh, you're up first.
Yeah, so we have a lot of things that we're doing. We really have something every day right now, which is going great. We cover a lot of Big Brother. I usually go on, well, what we definitely do is every Thursday we go on right after the eviction show. We go on at 9 p.m., right when the show ends, we go live. So and this is all Eastern time for our eviction show. Alex, we can do this. We can do this together. Talk about Bachelorette.
So I cover the Bachelorette. We go live after the episodes at 10:15. So come talk to us about the Bachelorette. We also cover Drag Race All Stars on Friday nights at 10:15. So come talk to us about Drag Race All-Stars if you're about that, Hanny.
Yes.
And always give us a like and a subscribe on Couch Potato Queens. It really helps us out. We're getting really close to our goal of getting up to 600 subscribers. So go over and help us out, y'all.
Guys, we also have a goal. Me and Alex have a bet going. If we can get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of July, by August 1st, if we can get to 1,000 subscribers, Alex is going to put me in drag, and we are going to have a Couch Potato Queen party, and everyone's going to be invited. And it's going to be really fun. So
Awesome.
So subscribe all the way. Chantele will be invited. Obviously, we're going to invite everybody. It'll be fun.
Yay! That sounds awesome. And so all of their social media handles are right on the screen below there. Make sure you do that. And you know the drill over here. If you could just follow Realnesss with 3 S's. Subscribe. I say follow too. I got caught as well. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Like this channel. Please, this video. And leave a comment. Like, we have been... Who do you want to see Alex do an impression of next? Or if there's a conversation that you'd like to see any of us reenact, I'm going to work on my Tiffany impersonation and maybe Aza. I'll see if they have enough things that I can maybe pull and have some recognize what's the word I want? Anyways, things that you can recognize about their character traits and personalities. I'm gonna look into this a little more deeply. I haven't yet found it, but if you have any scenes that you want us to do, please post, if you can, video snippet. Comment a video snippet. Well, post what it is, or on one of our social medias, put the video snippet there, or DM us, whatever. Get us the clip. We will reenact it, and we will start doing some videos of these reenactments.
I love that.
It's so fun. So fun. Travel the world. Come on, help us out here. Bean's enjoying this today. Thanks, Bean. We love having you join us. We're here every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, to do some impressions of the house guests, make fun of each other's teams, and talk about what's going on in the live feed. So, thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
love you guys.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
My fans are sweaty. I won't press the button.